What's up, gentlemen? SEC After Dark. Corey Burton is tardy. He's going to have to go get a tardy slip whenever he does finally arrive. But this is SEC After Dark. I'm Stephen Willis. He's Mike Huseman. Jeb Beecham's in the corner. Boss Man and Hammer from Biscuits and SEC is here. And Jake Thomas from Tide Talk Live is in the house as well. Corey Burton, when he does arrive, he's the host of Locked On Vandy as well. So we're going to start the intro in a second, but it's playoff weekend, and teams that are in the playoffs can talk. Teams that are in bowl games, well, you might as well just keep your mouth shut. Anyway, this is the Locked On. Well, it's not the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. This is SEC After Dark.
Yeah.
He's ready
There
to
we
talk
go.
Ole Miss.
Yeah. Ah, there we go.
Oh, what the heck, Corey?
What was that?
Oh, there we go. Corey's
Just roll with
having
it.
angry
You're
pop
fit.
parts.
I thought we were being haunted.
Yes, seriously. It's like,
Yeah.
what is going on, Corey? Like him just randomly jumping into the scream so he can shut the whole thing down.
He's done that before.
Yeah, I know.
Pop Tart booby trap.
Yeah.
It's like, good gosh, that is terrible. Hello, guys. It is finally here, playoff weekend. And it's like I said in the beginning, if you're in the playoffs, you can talk. If you're in a bowl game, you best be quiet if we're going to be completely honest about it, because nobody is interested in your
I was gonna say, Mike, you just
Gasparilla.
won't be here.
Yeah, like you can't talk about playoff teams.
Y'all are winning the offseason.
No
Yeah.
trash talk alive. Although Kendall Briles with Lenore Sellers, that is the perfect
Ooh.
combination hire. That is
Yep.
nasty.
That I'm
Yeah.
I'm hoping to channel the best KJ Jefferson years at Arkansas into this.
With a better quarterback, because Lenore Sellers is a better quarterback than KJ Jefferson.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a huge Lenore Seller fan, but yeah, that's just the truth. But Friday night, tomorrow night, Oklahoma and Alabama. Alabama has lost 5 out of 6 to Oklahoma. The only time they won, though, was in the college football playoff a little while back against against Oklahoma. When was that? Was that 2022, something like that?
Yeah. 2022, something like that.
Yeah. But it was one of those games that Alabama jumped on them like 28-0 and just kind of held on for dear life, because at that point, Kyler Murray started going. But Oklahoma has beaten them 5 out of 6 times going back to the turn of the century. Texas A&M playing Miami in Kyle Field. That is the early morning game at 11 a.m. on Saturday. The next game is Ole Miss and Tulane, a rematch. It will be on TNT and HBO Max. At least it's not on the CW, I guess, but it will be on TNT right after whatever Noah Wiley show is the latest thing to be released, maybe The Librarians or something like that. And the later game is Oregon and James Madison, which I think Ole Miss dodged a bullet by getting Tulane instead of James Madison, because I do think James Madison is at least explosive.
And that game is going to be played in torrential rain where there's a legit flood warning in Eugene going on, like on Saturday.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
And
Rain in
also
the
on
north.
TNT, so.
Rain in the Northwest. What?
who'd have thought?
No, did y'all see there's some guy who's a James Madison fan who's taken a train from DC to Eugene, and he's been like posting on Twitter and stuff, and he's stuck somewhere in like Montana because of this rain snowstorm.
We saw 1923. No.
Yeah.
No.
He's like, I'm stranded.
Oh,
Get out of there.
no.
If he's in Montana, though, he may see the FCS game of the century this weekend.
Right, the
Oh,
Grizz
Montana,
versus
Montana
the
semifinal. Yeah,
what does the Montana say today? The Bobcats?
Bobcats.
Yes.
Bobcats versus Grizz. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Alex. You did not deserve what Taylor Sheridan did to you.
Yeah, good point.
So,
Well, should we
So,
start with the Bama
no.
game?
I do know where we're going
Oh.
to start, and it's me asking you and Boss Man what the Coach of the Week award is going to be changed to, name-wise.
We're in discussions right now.
Okay.
We're in mourning because now it's like
no, I know. No, I know. I've got it.
Yeah.
It'll be the Ed Orgeron Coach of the Week.
There you go.
There you go.
That is a good one.
Man. I think
That's
you
a
nailed
great
it.
nominee. Yeah.
Hugh Freeze.
No,
Dennis
no.
Franconi.
Ooh.
The Hugh Freeze.
No,
Bible
that's
Thumper
probably a
week.
little bit too. That's probably a little too close for him.
Yeah.
Baby Billy Coach of the Week. Yeah.
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 No.
It's gotta be someone we kind of like. And I sorry, I just don't really like
Sam
Hugh Freeze.
Pittman's not a bad one, and he's out of the game now.
Yeah, the Sam Pittman Coach of the
Yeah.
Week would work
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Turn that damn jukebox on.
Do love
Yeah.
Sam. Do love Sam. Yeah, that's a good one. He's a little similar to Muschamp too, in that he's a longtime coordinator. Had a head coaching job. Muschamp had two, but he at least had an SEC head coaching job. Had a little bit of success and then fell off. So man, Pittman might be a good nominee.
Yeah, those are some good ideas. Yeah, we'll have to think about it because I was pretty heartbroken when I saw that news. Surprised, like we talked pre-show. I couldn't believe that Kwiatkowski got axed.
I mean, they weren't even bad on D this year. You wonder if
Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, they were good.
I mean, Sark should have hired a play caller
Awful.
before he fired Kwiatkowski because the offense has been it's not bad, but if you're looking at a side of the ball that has let them down the last 2 years, it's been offense.
Mm-hmm.
Is Sark going to recruit over Arch this off season to try and replace him? Is he going to Spencer Sanders him?
No.
I don't think
I
so.
can't imagine they do that
He
to
played too
Manning.
well the last month to do it. It was a
Yeah.
talk I had early in the year on one of my shows. Now he was really good the last month.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I agree. I think and he made the announcement, right? Like, I'm coming back. I'm not going to the NFL.
Like where were you going?
Yeah, right.
The other thing I think with that, we've seen Texas's 2, 3, and 4 running backs enter the portal, which tells me Weiser's probably coming back, which will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if Texas becomes a real player for like Kewan Lacey once that starts in the offseason, the playoffs get over.
Or Jaden Hall.
I
Yeah,
wonder if there'll
right.
be a Cam Coleman player too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those
That'd
things.
be good.
They might just go New York Yankees this offseason and just say, screw it, we're going to buy a championship.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
they see Texas Tech. They have more money than Texas Tech. Not much, but they have more money than Texas Tech. They're like, well, if they're doing that, I mean, why can't we do that? And they don't
And you've
even
heard
have to pay
LSU
the Lubbock
commit to that,
tax.
so
Whoever the best safety is that enters the portal, I'm probably going to pick them to go to Texas or Ohio State because they're the two teams that are going to want the best.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, my gosh, Auburn is in a mass exodus right now. I mean, everybody's leaving left and right. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And
Alex
Florida
Dulles
too,
is going, yeah.
Gators
they're
are
going
doing
to-
that too. Yeah.
What the quarterback's name was Byron Brown, the guy from USF?
Yeah.
Byram. Yep.
Byron Brown. So that means that likely Deuce Knight is going to be bye-bye, which is awesome if you're an Ole Miss fan, potentially.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he looked
Jackson
good.
Arnold, Yeah.
Mhm.
So lots of interesting stuff. I mean, Georgia gets to sit back and watch everybody have their slap fights this weekend.
Mhm.
While they still wait for another week and a half for a meaningful football game. Kirby is going to be completely on edge the whole time. I can't imagine how stir crazy he is right now.
You're right.
He needs a football game so bad.
Well, did y'all see that video that somebody took outside the practice facility of Kirby he's on a speak. I don't know how it was getting projected outside of the indoor practice facility, but he's cussing out the offense.
I have no idea about what you're talking about, Hammer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't see this either.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it and send it in the chat.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's on a mega. That people have been able to get videos outside the Georgia practice facility when they're outdoors, and Kirby's on the megaphone all the time, so people are being able to catch the audio. And they've caught him once or twice during the season, and so I think they got him again, during this practice, and he's just ripping the offense.
Golly.
Nice.
Yeah, I just sent it in the in our Twitter chat. But yeah, he's
Okay.
it's like a 2-minute tirade where he's just laying into everybody.
He's in peak form right now.
He just needs to hope they stay away from their motor vehicles because we all know it can happen in Georgia if they start driving around.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Out of
I saw
control. Rogue program.
Someone did it was a fake playoff game promo, and it was Georgia, but it was just like someone inside of a Grand Theft Auto, and they're going like with people and stuff.
Already
Man.
scary enough driving through Atlanta without Georgia fans on the road.
No
Or
kidding.
players, I mean. Yeah.
And Georgia just better not realize that. I don't think they understand. If Ole Miss beats Tulane, there's going to be 45,000 Ole Miss fans at the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. You're going to walk in and you're going to be wearing colored jerseys, and you're going to be the road team in that game.
Same with Ohio State and Arlington. If A&M beat Miami.
Yeah. No, now Miami, you could play the game in the Orange Bowl, and Miami would be the road team.
Yeah, it's true.
But,
True.
yeah.
Oh,
But-
Cassie.
Who's this?
Y'all see this?
Oh, the
Ohio
Ohio guy.
No, Ohio guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that's why he got fired. I did hear he got fired.
Well,
Yeah.
when the first thing came out, it was like, oh, well, he was drinking a little bit with coaches in his office. Like I was like, all right, that's like a $500 fine. Like, there's no way that this is the full story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, do you remember that episode on South Park where they were talking about sex addiction? It's like, where's all these rich, powerful
Yes.
men? You know, they're doing that, and all these recruiting girls that are brought into these programs are in the top 3% of attractiveness on whatever campus they're in. These are not the first two people that have done this.
Yeah. Stroh just messed up and tried to fire his. You don't do that.
Well, after he raised her salary by 250% over 2 years.
Yeah.
Did,
Little suspicious. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
did y'all hear what happened here in Alabama? The Moody High School, they won the state playoff and won the championship. And 10 of the players got busted for smoking cigars after their win. And they leveled, heavy fines on the teams. They've got
Cigars?
yeah.
I guess they weren't 18 yet.
Right. 4 Moody assistants, the head coach, and 10 players involved will be suspended from playing or participating in the Jamboree games and the first regular season game of 2026. And any player who was involved who had no high school eligibility left, they have been charged a $250 fine per player.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't think that's enforceable.
I don't think so either. But
In Minnesota, it would be because there's like a strict no tobacco policy for state high school league functions.
That's
so that's why
crazy.
you do it. Yeah.
Adrian
That is
Peterson, when he was in high school, man, he had a full horseshoe. He was running around.
I know. Right?
Like,
Yeah.
they didn't care.
No, it's just
Yeah.
Wow.
And good God. Don't go to a Mississippi high school baseball game in the 1990s. Everybody thought they were John Krug.
Oh yeah. We got the Lenny Dykstra Red Man.
Yeah,
you know?
Everybody was doing that. And we're like 16 years old walking around like that, making fun of the kid that was in 8th grade doing Big League Chew. Yeah. Times have changed.
Yeah, big time.
Now they just zin and you don't have to spit it out.
Exactly.
You'll never know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's pine tar. No, it's tobacco spit. That's the words in the bats are like the way they are.
Yeah.
We did have another interesting SEC portal news today. Bo Pribula leaving Mizzou, where there was not much competition. I talked to someone after that because it surprised me a little. My first thought was Pribula is going to rejoin James Franklin at Virginia Tech, which seems logical. But the dude I talked to said there have been under the radar rumors that Mizzou is interested in Dylan Raiola.
Oh,
This
wow.
would clear up that spot.
Oh.
Interesting.
That might be one to look for.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, his man crush of Patrick Mahomes, that Texas Tech option is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
what's his name? Was it Brendan Sorsby or whatever?
Oh, Sorsby's going there. Got it.
Yeah.
They signed his girlfriend, who was a volleyball player at Cincinnati, out of the portal.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Joey McGuire's playing chess.
Yeah, right.
These guys, I'm telling you, they watched Landman and they were like, holy crap, we've got money.
Yeah. A ton of money.
Yeah,
I don't know though. Bo's style of play would fit in well at Tennessee. Somebody needs to call Hype about that one.
That's true. Tennessee will be in the market because Aguilar's done. So
Yeah.
Aguilar's he's on the Diego Pavia track.
Yeah, but we don't know if he's going to get another year. I feel like they can't just risk not getting a guy.
A guy I actually think Tennessee might. This guy was poor this year, but Aiden Childs at Michigan State, I think, is a guy that might end up being a Tennessee pot. And he has a cannon for an arm, so those long deep shots are what he does. He didn't do great under Jonathan Smith, but scheme-wise, I think it's a decent fit with Heupel.
And speaking of portal, TJ Finley's back in it again for like the 13th time. Good stuff.
We're waiting on Trinidad Chambliss to get a waiver, and TJ Finley's played it he's like on the freaking Ryan Fitzpatrick camp.
Right. Yeah.
He wants to play for every Division I college program.
Yeah.
He needs an Indeed. He needs to go to Indeed and just fill that out.
Yeah. What's that? Like you better get ready to learn Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, going back to that Mizzou for a second, I mean, that's kind of a big gamble from Drink. He better close on Raiola or a really good quarterback, because if not, he'll get somebody, but that's giving up a starter for you this year who's going to go into the second year in the offense. Like that sort of thing.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. When he played, when he was hurt.
Yeah.
I was going to say their season kind of fell apart when he got hurt. He was good.
Well, yeah. I would say two things. I mean, one, Drink's done a great job in the portal. So I do trust him to get somebody that can play. But also, I mean, it's interesting that this comes on the heels of what he said the other day during that press conference when he's like, there's no such thing as tampering because everybody's doing it. Everybody's getting called. I mean, that's what he said. He's like, everybody on my roster is getting calls about going somewhere else. So whether it's Virginia Tech and Franklin or whoever, like Pribula probably got a bunch of calls. And I mean, it's probably pretty simple. Like he probably got calls with offers, took it back to Mizzou and Drink said, like, I don't know. And then he's like, all right, well, then I'm out.
Yeah. I also like what Drink said about the tampering stuff, where it's you have to enforce the rules. Otherwise, you don't have rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was well said.
No, and I get that. Tennessee did it with Nico, so I understand.
Yeah, and if you're not tampering right now, with everybody doing it, you're losing.
Yeah.
It's either tamper or getting fired at this point.
Yeah.
Well, you're not being punished for doing it. So
it's not cheating if everybody's doing it. Yeah.
Dabo's still taking a stand. We don't do that here at Clemson. Clemson, we do it the right way. We're not with nobody.
And they're in the Bad Boy Mowers Bowl and
right, exactly,
or whatever.
Versus Penn State, Clemson versus Penn State.
Oh man!
Admit it, that was the Final Four matchup for a lot of so-called experts in college football this year. They were going to compete for the national championship.
Every single one of us thought those two teams would be in the playoffs.
I did.
Not saying they'd win it, but you all thought they'd make the field of 12.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They would. Yeah.
I mean, I thought Clemson would have won the ACC because they turned a lot of talent.
Yeah.
That one still doesn't make any sense to me. Just everything that they had returning, that defense looks so salty, at least preseason. And after watching Cade Klubnik last year against Texas in the playoff, I was like, all right, they're going to be really freaking good this year. And man, the wheels just fell off.
Yep.
People have figured out Garrett Riley's offense.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, well, that's not worked out that higher.
I still think I've said this before, but I think that Dabo has a similar issue to Jimbo Fisher, which is that when Garrett Riley came in, first game they're playing Duke. Duke ends up beating them. Mike Elko's first game as the Duke head coach. And before that game, in the pregame, ESPN was talking to Dabo and said, what do you expect from Garrett Riley and his offense? Like, what do you think that's going to look like for you guys? And he said, well, we brought Garrett Riley in to run the Clemson offense. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh no. Like No, you brought Garrett Riley in to run his offense because he just took TCU to the national championship game. Like, enough of this Clemson offense thing, So I don't know if he ever had full control. Maybe he had a little bit of governor on his offense with Dabo tampering, but I really don't know.
Like when Pete Golding took over at Ole Miss, everybody was like, okay, what are they going to do? What kind of offense are they going to run and all that? Pete Golding went out and got John David Baker, who was the offensive coordinator at East Carolina, essentially runs the same offense that Ole Miss runs. The structure of it, everything, even some of the calls are very similar to what's going on. And he said it was because so much of college football in 2025, 2026 is system fit because of the transfer portal and the quick turnaround of players, and you don't have the time to develop them slowly over time. And he needed to go find somebody that ran the offense that they run because they didn't have time basically to reinstall something completely different.
Yeah.
Right.
And ECU turns around and makes a great hire. Jordan Davis, the old coordinator at North Texas, who was the best offense in the country.
Yeah.
Very good hire.
Yeah. ECU is becoming the new Arkansas State. Remember back whenever it was Hugh Freeze and Gus Malzahn? Yeah.
Blake Anderson at one point was there.
Yeah. Brian Harsin. Yeah. Sorry, Auburn.
Eli Griffith was there too.
I'm fascinated to see. I think he did fine, but with the Kwiatkowski news today, I was kind of like, man, if I was Mike Elko, like I would hire that guy. You know what I mean? Immediately. Although Elko calls the defense, so Kwiatkowski probably doesn't want to do that. But I'm fascinated to see where Kwiatkowski goes because I would hire that guy in a heartbeat. Like, I think it was kind of a mistake to fire him. I think Will Muschamp's a good coach, but Will Muschamp, Hank and I were talking about this earlier today. Will Muschamp, as much as we love the guy and he's done a lot of great things on the defensive side of the ball for a long time, he hasn't been a day-to-day coaching defense for 3 years, 4 years now. He's been
a big step back. Yeah.
And Kwiatkowski's had very good defenses for the last couple of years. In fact, I looked it up. Last year in 2024, total defense, Texas was number 3 in the country. And they were top 40 this year. And you're going in next year with, a loaded roster. Like, what? The move is just a little puzzling to me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised even on Will Muschamp's end.
Yeah. And one of the reasons they gave for doing it was recruiting. So you're going to get somebody that hasn't recruited in 5 years?
That makes no sense.
And he was a good recruiter, but I'm surprised. From what I understood, he was getting paid well to be an analyst. I thought he was happy doing that, but because I know we talked about it a little bit when Tennessee's was looking for a defensive coordinator. People were saying, Will Muschamp would be a good hire, but he doesn't want to do that. He didn't want to leave there. Plus, Tennessee doesn't want Will Muschamp anyway. That's a personal thing. And you know how our fans get when they get personal about stuff. But
ask Graciano.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. They want that anyway. But honestly, I honestly looked at it and thought, he's happy where he is anyway. He's not going to leave. And then Texas turns around and hires him. I was shocked.
Well, especially he's sending out Christmas cards and stuff now. He's happy hanging out with his wife and his kids are playing football. He gets to go see him play football. But I guess that's just these coaches, man. Everybody gets the itch at some point. I got to get back in.
Yep. One day after Thanksgiving, and he has to pull out the Christmas decorations. All of a sudden, he's got to go back to work.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, honey, I got to go.
Yeah, honey, can you put up the Christmas lights on the roof? How about no?
Texas A&M tonight. I'm sorry. I'd love to help you out, but we have the Aggies. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to have to be at the office for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, we should just hire it out or use your brother or something like that.
Speaking of coaches, I think 2 or 3 days ago, Skip Holtz for the Birmingham Stallions announced that he was stepping away. Yeah. They hired AJ McCarron today as their head coach.
Chest hat.
He pulled out of the political race and
he
just
did.
stepped into the head coach.
I heard he pulled out of the political race, but I didn't hear he got hired. That's funny.
That was the shortest campaign I've ever seen. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Governor.
And he said he had a double-digit lead. He's all the double-digit leads and all that. Just I got to step away because my football career is going to take 100% of my time.
Look, when the Birmingham Stallions call, you answer the call for the Birmingham Stallions. All right.
Yeah.
The UFL is turning into like just an incredibly unserious league.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
I said that on the show last night. It's like, more football is always good. And then I was like, wait, more college football is actually good. We love bowl games. The UFL, the XFL, I don't care about that. I'm sorry.
More good football is good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? The UFL could be good football.
Yeah.
It could be that, but it's the XFL influence into what they do to where they prefer the sideshow to the actual thing.
Right.
Like the USFL back when it was the USFL and they were doing that weird thing where every game was in Arlington, or something like that. And they were doing the hub thing. That was actually fairly good football. And it was about that. But whenever they moved it out to the locations, it just became a sideshow. Now I'm glad the Stallions got saved because we all see that they just moved like legacy teams that were playing in big stadiums to different locations so they could be in soccer stadiums, essentially MLS stadiums. So Houston's going to play there and Louisville's going to play there. And somebody else is like the 20,000 seat MLS soccer specific stadium, which is not very specific at the moment, but it's just not serious football. Jordan Ta'amu, quarterback of the DC Defenders. Mm-hmm. I guess, I'm a lifelong DC Defenders fan. I do have a shirt that says Tampa Bay Bandits, but that only lasted for like 1 year. And
I know. Yeah.
I was all in on some bandit ball. Let's do this. I watched the 30 for 30 about the small potatoes, who killed the USFL. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then it was gone. And they moved to Memphis for a couple of years, and they didn't look like the Showboats. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got the San Antonio.
Everything that they do is like bad. Now the Houston Gamblers are replacing the Houston Roughnecks, so at least they're doing the USFL thing there because I do like those colors if they do it right. But I mean, we'll see. It's just they need to concentrate on survival and not being at the destination right now. Like in soccer, the MLS. The MLS started in 95, and we were on a countdown. If MLS makes it to 2002 or 2001, the league has a much better chance of survival. Most of these leagues collapse within the first 5 years. Mm-hmm. If you make it to 5 years, it becomes much more. You can get stable. And now you look at what MLS has become, and they become a legit league.
Yep.
The UFL needs to follow that guideline down the road. Whenever this season, you've relocating everything, you're back at year one again. You have to make it through 5 years.
I miss arena football. That was the only
oh man,
off the nets. There was craziness happening in those games. If there was anything, ESPN 8 the Ocho, baby. That was like the perfect, ESPN 2, ESPN News on a Sunday watching arena football.
Yeah.
Before everything, Kurt Warner was with the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yeah.
And that game, like the championship game, and that was broadcasting, Kirk Herbstreit looked like he was about 30 years old before game day calling that. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't, there was a few guys. There's Kurt Warner, and was it Jeff Garcia that was in the Arena League for a while before he, made his return with the Eagles and had that great season, something like that?
Yeah. That was like Canadian football.
Could have been Canadian.
My favorite thing is, do y'all remember?
He was in Young Rock.
I don't know if it exists anymore, but fan controlled football. Do y'all remember that?
The Johnny Football League.
Johnny Football, I remember that.
But they had Terrell Owens played in that league at like age 45 and just dominated.
Yeah, I can see that.
Absolutely dominated.
I forgot about the fan controlled football league.
It was such a funny concept though, like literally video game in real life, right? Like fans get to pick the plays, call them in, throw it to X.
Yeah.
Oh, Gosh. Well, let's get back to real football, Jake.
Yeah,
what
seriously.
do
I
we
don't
got?
know how we got off the rails.
Friday night in Norman. What are your thoughts? Can Alabama? I don't know. Get it back. They, like Steve led the show. They've lost quite a few to Oklahoma. Obviously, 2 in a row the last couple of years. Can they serve that cold revenge dish in Norman?
It's going to be tough, but there's a lot of positive you can take out of the first game. This year in Tuscaloosa. The turnover margin was 3-0, and it was not in Alabama's favor. They returned a pick 6, so if you take that away, then Alabama wins that game. So, and on paper, they won that game because they gained Oklahoma like 200 yards. So they played, of course. Mateer's probably one of, I don't really want to say anybody at this point is 100% healthy, especially going through the SEC schedule like it is. It's brutal. But he's probably better than what he was at that time. So they're probably going to get him involved, try to get him out in space and run because, he can beat you with his legs. If Alabama can keep him in the pocket and make him throw the ball, that's where they're going to find success. But one thing me and Stacey talked about in our preview show, if you turn the ball over on your side of the, at my God, half the field at the 50-yard line, their kicker is going to make the kick no matter where it's from. So he is pretty automatic. So Alabama's got to win the turnover margin. They've got to get stops and they got to find the end zone. That's the big key for this Alabama offense right now is just find a way to score.
It's supposed to be, I think, windy for the game, which if the wind is there, like Mike Leach used to talk about, he always would ask about rain. Does rain affect the air raid? He's like, I don't care about water on the ball. That doesn't matter. What affects us is wind.
Yeah.
And if it is windy in Oklahoma, Alabama is a passing team, and Oklahoma is a team that has the ability to turn you over, and Alabama can't run the ball. If Alabama could rely on a run game and they could do the run game and defense and win a 20-14 game, I would be confident in Alabama being able to win the game. But if Alabama can't run the ball, if it can't get to 2nd and 6 and get it under 3rd and 5 to convert, Alabama is going to be in trouble in this game because of the wind. That is one thing that I am going to be paying attention to.
We are looking at significant wind. 16 miles an hour with gusts up to 35 miles an hour.
Nice.
When you get over 20, that affects the ball.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Even in the passing game, downfield passing game, that's going to affect the ball. Man.
Yeah, it's like a gift from God to the Oklahoma Sooners, honestly, if we're going to be honest about it.
Who are one of the best pass rushing teams in the country anyway.
And their best pass rushers back. So he didn't play the first game.
I was about to say, that kind of makes you worry that like Oklahoma's pass defense, those defensive ends on the outside are going to be able to just pin their ears back and just let's go,
Yep. The most important player in this game is Jam Miller.
And he's playing, so
that's good.
Yeah. I mean, at the same token, though, I would agree, wind does not bode well for Alabama because they need the passing game. But what does Oklahoma do on offense that's good? Like
when Mateer's been healthy, they've moved at the ball decent enough. Yeah, up there.
And I'll be interested to see if
Oklahoma can do healthy. Oklahoma can do one thing offensively that Alabama is susceptible to, and that is the quarterback run.
You're right.
Yeah, Mateer's good there. And he's tough. He gets tough yardage, especially in the red zone. They do a pretty good job in the red zone, given how bad their offense is, generally speaking.
And you can just whisper, the winner of this game has a really good chance to make the national championship game.
I mean, I honestly don't matter if it's Alabama or Oklahoma. I think they match up well against Indiana. Both teams do. And then,
Oklahoma's a tough matchup for Indiana.
Yeah. So,
I still think we're under that Indiana defense is for real. They showed us against Ohio State that they are top notch.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Don't discount the Indiana Hoosiers. They're here.
Did y'all see? Just speaking of Indiana, real quick. I don't know if I got AI'd or faked out, but there was a defensive lineman for Indiana that got hurt after the Big 12 championship game, like jumping
Was
up
that
and down
the one
celebrating. Yeah,
I saw that.
Did that
too, like a
actually
high
happen?
five.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay.
Okay, so it might have been
I don't know.
not a big deal, but yeah,
I've gotten no
three
three a few times and gotten faked, so that happened.
No threes.
Yeah,
They're on a roll.
The Facebook AI stories right
Yeah.
now. Trinidad Chambliss has
Oh
been
my
denied
God.
3 times for a waiver, and he's gotten this waiver twice. And there I was like, hey, is this true? And I was like, if you're having to ask, it's not the case, because if it
Right.
was, it would be on every site in the world.
Yeah,
Right.
it'd be reported somewhere.
Brent Venables is a war hero and going to get the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, he's saying "God bless America" at the press conference or whatever.
Yeah,
Got awarded the FIFA Peace Prize. Yeah.
Whoever wrote that AI program, I'm almost at the point where they need to get a medal.
I agree.
There's just some entertaining things that come out. It's like, yeah, he gave a cheerleader VD. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey, so Hamer, you're the only other one other than Jake and Cassidy picking Bama. Why do you think Bama gets the win?
Man, I know. I think I told you this after our show, but we had a guy on last night from the 3 Technique pod, and I asked him to talk me off the Alabama ledge, picking them to just go in there and win, and he did a good job. So I'm sort of second guessing, but I'll stick with my original guns. And it's kind of what Jake just brought up. It's like, man, you go back and look at that game, and I know it was in Tuscaloosa, so this would be a different environment, but Alabama doubled them up in yardage. Like, Alabama moved the ball well. You lose the turnover battle 3-0, and one of those turnovers is a pick 6, and you lose by 2 points. Like, it felt like they had that game, and, it was funny, in our conversation last night, I used the quote from Breaking Bad of Jesse, like, they can't keep getting away with this, meaning Oklahoma's defense can't keep scoring touchdowns every week like they did against Tennessee and Alabama. But then our guest fired back, and he's like, the quote I keep thinking is, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Because that's just the Oklahoma defense. Like, they're just that good.
They are
that's
good.
how I am with Indiana, like Jake was talking about. Like, Indiana's like, when are we going to realize they're actually a good team?
Yeah.
Right.
I
Don't want to accept
will
it, but it's
say 2
true.
things in my deep dive into Oklahoma Bama. For those of you out there who are into financially incentivized game watching, the Ty Simpson under on rushing is good. The Isaiah Sategna over 4.5 receptions is a good one. So think about those 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would imagine one explosive play by Satania.
I was going to say that's the thing I'm watching for. Like the one thing the Oklahoma offense does well, John Mateer quarterback run. The second thing they do well is shot plays to Isaiah Sategna. So watch out for 1, maybe 2 of those plays. If they get up to 3 of those plays, they're winning this game.
Yeah, they're going to wait until Oklahoma gets in man coverage. Whenever Mateer knows that, they're going to run a mesh concept, do a pick play to Sategna over the middle, and really get out the gate. Because if he gets in the open field, you're not catching.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Was
And
it
I
the
think
Auburn game where they did the one where they tried to hide him and then he came on late and they had to apologize. Was that Auburn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we heard about that from Auburn fans. Let's see. When was that game? About 2 months ago. So we
Hugh Freeze is still talking about it. If the refs hadn't called these,
Hey, Jackson
he got fired because Jackson Arnold wasn't
Jackson
good.
Arnold got him fired.
Yeah.
I think Auburn fans should thank Oklahoma for that play, because that one was partly what got the train rolling to get Hugh Freeze out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, let's be honest. Kentucky got him fired.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, but it was the culmination, right? The crescendo was Kentucky, but leading up to it, that was kind of the start.
Yeah.
When it started coming off the rails, Kentucky was the wall it hit.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here looking at the stats for Kentucky. Like, Cutter Boley against Tennessee completed like 85% of his passes for 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, that's why Tim Banks got fired. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
It's not impressive for Cutter. That's more damning to Tim. But
Speaking of that, Jeb, since we've been on tonight, Max Hoover from TCU has entered the portal. He was widely talked about as a candidate to replace Nico last offseason. So Hoover may be a guy to look for the balls. He would be a good pickup.
They have to go after somebody now. We just lost our only experienced quarterback. Jake Merklinger is entering the portal.
And I
we
think
have no idea what's happening with
a
Joey.
one-year guy because you don't want to scare off Faison Brandon either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So they're not going to go after like DJ Lagway or somebody, but somebody that's 1 year left.
I mean, he's probably a one-year guy too, but
do y'all think does Lagway end up in the SEC?
I think Lagway ends up at LSU.
Yeah, I do too.
Lane Kiffin loves DJ Lagway.
We're hearing the three for him are LSU, Miami, Baylor.
Yeah, I was just saying I could see Baylor or
So what Steve said, I think either Sam Levitt or Lagway ends up at LSU. One of those two is probably their guy.
Yeah.
I was thinking Sam Levitt. As soon as that name entered the portal, I was like, I could see LSU for that one.
Makes sense.
And Florida needs a quarterback too.
Yeah.
I wonder with them, does Darian Mensa leave Duke and go there? Because he was with Summerall at Tulane before.
Okay. that would make sense.
Yeah.
But
would he run it back with Retzlaff? Would he bring his Tulane buddy?
I think Retzlaff, this is the last year of eligibility, although eligibility is a myth, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just sue somebody and just get another year.
Right.
Unless you're Trinidad Chambliss, in which the NCAA just sits on it. And you're just asking for a medical red shirt. You're not asking for like TJ Finley having a 9th year of eligibility. You're just the normal 6-year thing.
Thomas Castellanos got denied another year, so they do have teeth at some point.
Yeah.
He needed to hang it up too, though. That's another guy that needs to get on Indeed after this season.
Right. Yeah. By the way, an update on a game that we picked that was on our sheet last week that's playing tonight right now. Arkansas State is up 14-0 on Missouri State.
That's right. I'm telling you, champions of life. Come on.
Yeah.
Red Wolves.
I don't even remember what I picked
there.
I don't even know who for some reason my picks disappeared.
Yeah, that was my bad. Something happened when I was in there the other day, and like all your stuff disappeared. I was like, "Where did Steve's stuff go?" I was like, "I think you picked Arkansas State, though."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a perfect week.
It was just me and Cassidy.
Yeah.
It was like our week 0 for Boss Man. Perfect week.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't count. I'm still during this season under protest because week 0 didn't count, and I was.
We do the P.
Still salty about that.
Yeah.
Do the P like they do in baseball.
Yeah.
So Miami and A&M. Biscuits, tell me what's up.
Go ahead, boss man.
Okay. All right. Man, I'm excited about this game. I don't know if y'all heard me say it, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to the game. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
I'm pumped. I think we're sitting like 20 rows up on like the 30-yard line next to the student section. So it's going to be loud. But the environment at Kyle Field is going to be incredible. The thing I'm worried about is turnovers. And I said this on our show last night, but Miami is tops in the ACC. I think they're number 2 or number 3 in turnover margin in the ACC. So they get a lot of turnovers. They also turn the ball over. The problem is that A&M does not force turnovers. A&M is one of the worst teams in the SEC in terms of turnover margin. They have a pretty good defense. We all know that. There's times where people can run on them. They get a couple of explosive plays and things like that. But the defense doesn't force turnovers. For whatever reason this year, they just don't force turnovers. That's kind of Miami's Achilles heel. Carson Beck is turnover prone, throwing interceptions, as we know from the Georgia days. He's been doing the same thing this year with Miami. But on the flip side, Marcel Reed also has issues turning the ball over. So if that's really my one worry in this game for A&M is that we're not going to be able to force turnovers, and that you get bad Marcel Reed. Good Marcel Reed is really freaking good, but bad Marcel Reed it comes in clusters. It comes in threes. What happened with Texas? What happened in the first half against South Carolina? So That's the thing that most worries me about this game. I do think that
that also goes for bad Carson Beck. We see that sometimes too.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. So, our guest last night, Garrett Turney from 3 Tech Pod, he made a really good point about Miami's offense, and he looked at their, it's what's the kid's name? The
Tony. Malachi
Tony. Thank you, Malachi Tony. So Malachi Tony, he is by far their leading receiver, and I think he has outgained every other receiver they have on the roster. So combined, like in the next couple combined, he has outgained them. So he's like their guy, right? He's their offense. So A&M has pretty solid corners, and if you only got to bracket him, and that's what you really have to worry about, I think this A&M defense has a really good shot. And the big thing to me too, last thing I'll say, I'll let Hammer go, is Le'Veon. A&M is very healthy right now. This is, for going into the playoff, they're as healthy as they have been in years in terms of the overall roster, which is huge. And that includes Le'Veon Moss. Le'Veon Moss coming back, if he really is healthy and not just a decoy, he's going to be the X factor because he's one of the best backs in the SEC when he is healthy. And if you've got that guy just running downhill on you and pounding the rock, I think A&M has a really good shot.
Yeah, I feel maybe a little irrationally confident because I think Miami is perfectly capable of winning, especially if A&M turns the ball over. I think what gives me confidence here is, it's interesting, like looking at these teams statistically speaking, they're pretty similar, right? They, have a quarterback who's capable, can make good plays, big plays downfield, also a little turnover prone. They both, don't give up a ton of sacks. They both get a lot of sacks on defense. So they're fairly similar, but I like two things the most in this game. One, just it's at home for A&M. And two, I like Mike Elko as a coach a lot more than I like Cristobal. I think if this game is close, we've seen Cristobal make some pretty boneheaded decisions in tight games. So I think the coaching edge is with A&M in this game. So, I obviously, big surprise. I like the Aggies, but I do think those two things, go in A&M's favor for sure.
I will say this has a chance to be like one of the epic 4-minute offense collapses by Mario Cristobal. Like it could go down in the history books.
Yeah.
Because this is a coach that not once, but twice has lost games because he refused to kneel the ball down.
Yep.
So we're at the point where coaching actually matters, game managing actually matters. And I am worried about Texas A&M and Colin Klein and everybody being distracted as going up to Kansas State. I am a little bit worried about that because Miami defensively, they can get after you. They're really good. So it's interesting. This is one of those situations. Kyle Field's going to be difficult to play. It's going to be loud. Give me the home team in this one. It's basically a pick 'em. In that case, give me the home team.
I'm picking A&M. No shot that I honestly I don't think there's any shot that Miami wins this game. Because Texas A&M, Mike Elko's defense is going to have Carson Beck in little hell all game.
Yeah, just get him to third down. Get him to third
I'm
long.
on A&M. As the closer we get to the game and the more I dive into it, the less certain I am in that pick. I think Miami does things that can give them problems. That defensive front is very good. Reuben Bain will be a top 3 pick in the draft. But in the end, I think A&M's ability to do multiple things on offense and just being at home, I think will put them just over the edge. But I think we're dealing with a one-possession game.
Yeah. Voice of God going with Miami in this game. She was the only one. So that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
What does she know?
I feel like Miami has a role to play here. It's not unfortunately really related to football. First, they got into the playoffs, causing Notre Dame to just quit, give up, and go home and refuse to play football anymore, which I think is awesome. And
Which
now
is-
I need them to go ahead and lose, so the Notre Dame further breaks down about how they should have been in the playoffs and didn't get in, and just destroys that school. It's just for fun. So A&M, make it happen.
And shame on Notre Dame for acting like they're too good for the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Serious.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's right. I'll never forgive him for that. Ridiculous.
But yeah, unfortunately, I need Miami to lose just to make that worse.
Yeah, I didn't make my pick, but I'm going with A&M. Not going to pick against them here in their first playoff game. The game I'm going to, I think Kyle Field gets them over the top. I also think that after that Texas game, they had such a bad taste in their mouth, and even after it was back-to-back games, right, where you had two halves. So they out of 8 quarters, they had 4 pretty bad quarters, and so I think Elko is going to be on them. And I think there is some potential for distraction, like you said, Steve, with Colin Klein and with Jay Bateman leaving for Kentucky. But I think that they're going to be ready to go. I think Mike Elko is going to have those guys ready. And Garrett Turney from 3 Tech made a good point again last night, and he said, A&M, when you watch the college football playoff selection show and the announcements were made as to where the seating was. They had the video in the A&M locker room or in the watch party, and they were all just kind of, okay, great, we're number 7. Like they were kind of pissed, I think, that they were number 7, and also that they're on a mission. They're not like jumping up and down. They're not all excited like, oh yeah, it's great to be here. No, it's like we have a lot higher aspirations, and that is to go out and win this game first and then win a national championship. So I think this team's mindset is in the right place. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like Pete Golding met with everybody. He's like, listen, we can have a watch party to see where we're going to be in the college football playoffs, or we can spend that time studying film and getting ready for the game and having a party afterwards. You're
totally respect that. Yeah, I love that. That's a football guy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. Well, should we talk through Ole Miss, Tulane? Give our picks on that one.
Yeah.
But listen, this game, Ole Miss is going all out, as they should, because if you think about it, if we're going to be real, they've only had this 12-team playoff for 2 years, but there's a lot of, quote, blue blood teams that have never had the college football playoff logo painted on their home turf. A&M's had it, Texas has had it, Ole Miss has had it, Oklahoma's had it. I think that's about it at the point. Everybody else has either gone on the road or, in Georgia's case, they just advanced to the next round. But it's exciting, and Ole Miss is going all out. They are absolutely going out. You're going to have Trace Adkins singing the national anthem. You're going to have like every fan getting Santa hats. They're going to try and break the world record for the most people wearing Santa hats at one time. There's going to be a helicopter flyover, a drone show, a laser show. Basically, listen, we always make jokes that Ole Miss doesn't lose a party. We may lose the game, but we never lose the party. Ole Miss isn't losing this party. They're about ready to celebrate like crazy. And they're 17.5-point favorites. That half a point, I really wish it was 16.5 points. I'd feel a whole lot better about the situation if it's 16.5. But 17.5, that's 3 touchdowns at that point, essentially. So I like Ole Miss. Tulane and Ole Miss, if you look at the matchup, Ole Miss has a better offensive line than the Tulane defensive line. Ole Miss has a better defensive line than the Tulane offensive line. And Tulane is south of 120 in pass yards allowed this season. You put all 3 of those things together, that's not a good look and a good recipe to win a football game. I think the game, the more I look at it, it's trending towards the first matchup. I don't think that Ole Miss is going to cover just because they have played one game in like the last 4 or 5 weeks against Mississippi State. I think there's going to be a little rust. There's going to be a little bit of a slow start. Give me the Rebels to win the game. I think I'm going to take Ole Miss to cover this game because I'm not going to write Tulane in that block. I just won't do that. But I do think that this is a little bit of a landmine for sloppiness early on as Ole Miss knocks the dust off Trinidad Chambliss. Ole Miss wearing the classic navy blue uniforms that you would like see Ole Miss from 20 years ago wearing. Fantastic, great look. And just remember, everybody that's watching this, the chances of Ole Miss wearing powder blue jerseys in this playoff run is next to nil. They're not going to do it. It's going to be all classic uniforms if they can. I think that Ole Miss, if they get to the Sugar Bowl against Georgia and have to wear the white jersey, they might have the powder blue numbers white jersey, because I think they threw away the red jerseys. That's literally the only road jersey they have at the moment. So I am a little bit concerned about that, but ideally I think Ole Miss wants to wear things that doesn't have the Kiffin stink. That's what they're trying to avoid right now. And they've got the navy helmets, navy jerseys, gray pants against Tulane. It's going to be a great look. That uniform game is going to dominate the first round of the college football playoff as far as aesthetics.
And Steve, you're saying they probably come out a little sloppy. I'm hoping it's the opposite. I hope they come out and just with everything that's been going on, with everything they've gone through here recently, I really want this team to come out and just play their hearts out, just destroy Tulane. Not because I have any animosity toward Tulane. I love them, but I think Ole Miss deserves it.
They need to come out pissed off. They really do.
Yeah, I want to see that so bad. Now, for my part to help out, I'm using the my luck thing, and I picked Tulane. That's my way of trying to give you a little luck. So
you picked Tulane. I picked no lane.
There you go. Yeah.
And just to clear, I only picked them to cover, not to win.
Very good.
But no lane. I like it.
I'm also I like Tulane to cover this one. If you're giving me 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and a hook in a game where you have lost your head coach, it's been a busy last month for Ole Miss. I think they win. But not only I don't think they cover, they don't care about covering. They're not going to look at this and say, we have to win by 18 points. They're going to be, we just got to get out of Dodge and make it to the next round against Georgia. That's all you got to do.
Corey coming in with 3 minutes left to go in the show.
3 minutes to go, and he just wanted
Corey, get the hell out of here.
Corey.
Corey.
At least it didn't end the show like normal.
That's all he did. He came in here to end it.
Right. Bring in the closer.
And nuked.
Inner Sandman. It's time to get the save here.
That's good that Corey's in here, because after the show I can tell you all the news that I found out potentially coming on that I mentioned in the chat earlier, but we'll do that in just a second.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Y'all at home, y'all don't get to know that.
Very good.
Top secret.
We're
gonna treat it like a Lane Kiffin press conference and not say anything of importance.
There you go. All right, so give me the quick 60-second rundown. What do we miss? See, I'm all dressed up and everything too. It just came from a Christmas party.
We're just we're gonna start the show over. We got a whole nother hour with you. So
let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Texas A&M and Ole Miss I think is where we are right now.
Yeah,
we're pretty SEC.
The only playoff game we haven't talked about yet is Oregon JMU.
Do we need to talk about that one? That one's going to be a bloodbath.
Oregon.
JMU's going to cover.
If it's the deluge that is forecasted.
All right, so I got an hour. So
2.5. Yes.
True.
Yeah.
All right, I got an hour, so I'm going to give you guys my picks.
Yeah. Another game that we have on here that is we all picked UNLV, but I just went back to almost I think all the way to like 2017. But when Ohio plays in a bowl game since 2017, they're 5-0 in them. So,
not with the fired coach.
Not
with the fired coach, but still.
No. The whole thing with the coach.
Tim Alvin was a very good bowl coach, though. You are right about that. He was fantastic. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think it was Mike Farrell was on Sirius Radio this morning and said that the Michigan stuff it was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
So apparently there's more. So
all right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick. This is not an SEC Big Ten thing. So if you're a Big Ten fan watching this, I'm not picking on the Big Ten. How come these scandals?
But you probably are going to, based on how you frame it.
Right.
I'm going to ask a legitimate question. There have been probably 5 major scandals that have happened in the last 15 years, and every single one of them, you have the teacher at Michigan State. You have Jerry Sandusky at Penn State. You have this going on at Michigan.
Mel Tucker at Michigan State.
Yeah,
two at Michigan State. You had the Larry Nassar.
It might just mean more in the SEC, but the scandals certainly do mean more in the Big Ten.
Jeez, they know how to scandal in the Big Ten.
Didn't Jim Tressel do something at Ohio State to get fired too?
That was like tattoos or something.
That's right.
When you look back of it, Ohio State, they might as well been playing in Boy Scout uniforms.
Yeah, I know Jake wasn't talking about Mike Price when we were talking about scandals here, so let's not say the SEC's.
No. Well, technically, Mike Price was like the coach of Alabama for like 30 days. So that's more of a Washington State scandal.
You also forgot Zach Smith and Urban Meyer at Ohio State.
Oh yeah,
the burner phone. That one.
Well, Urban Meyer at Florida in 2008. I mean, it was Tim Tebow, the choir boy, that got all the press. Then you look back on it, it's like, holy cow!
I was gonna say
he was covering for some stuff.
We've had our issues here in the SEC. There was one at Ole Miss with some guy that he was making some phone calls or something. I think that.
Might have been.
Are you talking about Coach Rub and Tug?
Yeah.
Hey,
and Brian Harsin.
I was about to say Brian Harson's the other one. Like,
no, they made that up. The boosters made that up.
There's the boosters. Yeah.
If you have any issues, email compliance at Ole Miss.
It was one of those things on the Brian Harsin thing when they put that picture up. Brian Harsin probably had to consider, well, should I say yes? Should I say that it happened?
Right.
I mean, he said, I don't know. They might give me credit for that.
Yeah, seriously. I might get a couple of recruits off this.
For a good chunk of this season, Arkansas had an interim coach. What about the last time he was coaching in Arkansas? I remember a press conference with a scraped face and a neck brace.
That was fantastic.
And the neck brace, God, that was so great.
Oh, yeah.
But those are SEC scandals, and they're fine. This isn't like the Jerry Sandusky and all of that stuff. It's a different level. Like the thing that went on at Michigan State, the reason they don't talk about it is because it happened at Michigan State. But holy cow.
The Larry Nassar thing is
awful.
Yeah.
Like that's like that's a whole nother level of just evil and deviant.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, him and Sandusky will both never get out of jail.
Right.
Yeah.
They should be under the jail.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Jeez.
2 minutes.
Ended on a high note.
They're both in their filming private episodes of Oz.
Oh man.
All right, in stream. Guys,
we made that joke earlier too.
Like the last time I popped in.
Steve, I know there has to have been a Mississippi State scandal in the last 2 decades that you can tell me about. I can't think of one, but there has to.
The worst thing they did was just general run of the mill like recruiting scandal. I mean, just the standard stuff. There's been nothing terrible like. They would
Jackie Sherrill, Jolie Dunyers and stuff.
Yeah, Jackie Sherrill would randomly park recruits at like a local hotel and keep them under lock and key for like the last 2 weeks of the recruitment.
Wow.
That would happen. But that's standard SEC recruiting, if we're going to be honest, especially back then.
Right.
Worst scandal I can think of is last season they tried to play football. It was terrible. Anyway, sorry.
That Jackie Sherrill did that at A&M. That's why he got run out of A&M was because he was doing all sorts of recruiting stuff.
Oh my God!
Whatever you got to do to win.
Old Southwest
crazy.
Conference,
the head coach I worked for at Hillwood, he worked as a GA under Jackie Sherrill at Texas A&M.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's
cool.
He's
got some stories.
Yeah.
Now I think he's gotten too many concussions. I don't think he can remember half the stories, but. Because he played quarterback at Vanderbilt, so in the 80s, back when they were really bad. Of course, he did beat Alabama. Of course, he did beat Alabama.
Really?
That's legit.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s. He was up until Diego. He was the last quarterback to beat Vanderbilt.
Wait a second. Who was the coach of Alabama?
Was it Bill Curry?
It was 1984. So who was the
Was
coach?
it Ray Perkins?
Ray Perkins.
Ray Perkins,
Ray
who I
Perkins.
called Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
Ray Perkins, the man who replaced the legend.
Hey, they have parallels. They both lost to
Mhm.
Vanderbilt.
And they both lost to Vanderbilt. Yep.
Yeah, but we're in the college football playoff. You ain't, Corey. So
Are we to the point where we're talking trash?
Hey, yeah, wait, Jake. We're not talking about road teams. You're not allowed to talk trash.
Did Ray Perkins go to coach at Michigan next?
I don't know.
No reason I'm asking. Just wondering.
Right,
I think it was New England, if we're going to be honest about it.
No, Tampa. He was
Tampa?
after John McKay took over
Okay,
Tampa Bay.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was to the NFL. But Alabama job just.
Then he went to Arkansas State, who we were talking about earlier.
I thought he went to the Giants. When did he coach the
Bush
Giants?
Jones.
Ray Perkins.
17-7, Arkansas State in that game now before we leave. So
All right.
He was Giants before Alabama. He went Giants to Bama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Bama hired the New York Giants head coach.
Yep.
I mean, in hindsight, that's not a bad hire.
Yeah, it's not a bad hire. It's like getting
bad
somebody that was in the national championship game the year before at Washington.
yeah.
It's a good hire on paper. It just generally is. Might not be the way it works out.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. We still got a few years.
Yeah, and everybody says, and it's real, you never want to be the coach that replaces the legend. You want to be the coach that replaces the coach that replaces the legend.
That's right.
Yep.
2 minutes, Corey. You taking us out?
Yeah, let's roll, boys. All right. On my way out, I'm picking Oklahoma because there's forecasting 40-something mile-an-hour winds, I think.
We talked about that.
I'm sure you guys did. And that favors Oklahoma in that regard. And I'm picking A&M. So gig 'em, beat Miami. And with that, this show is outstanding. Yeah,
well, you got to make an Ole Miss pick. Make an Ole Miss pick.
Yeah.
Do I have to? Like, you're going to beat the hell out of Tulane.
No, we're picking the spread, not the team. We're going to
You're gonna beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's
no lane versus Tulane.
Yeah. Lane versus Tulane. Yeah. It's good. Like that's not even worthy of it's a given. Now the next game, you're not.
No, it's not a given. We have people on both sides of the aisle here.
Well, y'all not picking Tulane to win. You're just picking them to cover. So
Yeah.
Yes,
different.
What he said.
I think they're going to roll.
I think there's a very legit possibility that Ole Miss could win the game 38-24, which that's a Tulane.
Just
cover.
not. Yeah, that's Tulane cover.
Just watch my everyday or all access video. Ole Miss is going to roll.
Yeah.
Part of my in picking the two heavy dogs, Tulane and JMU to cover, I'll probably get one wrong. I feel like I have a good shot of one of them hitting though, because I think one of the big dogs covers with just the number.
Maybe JMU with that torrential downpour.
Pick against the big spreads, man.
Yeah,
with
21.5.
With coordinators split, Will Steins at Kentucky, Tosh Lapoy at Cal.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I mean that's the one I would go with. I mean, I just because Ole Miss, it's a rematch with Tulane. Like if they didn't play each other earlier in the year, I might go with that. But they played each other, and Ole Miss ran it up on them then too.
Right.
And they struggled. I don't think they're going to struggle this time.
Yeah, Kewan Lacey wasn't the Kewan Lacey that it's there now.
And Trinidad wasn't Trinidad yet.
Yeah,
he was still Jackson Arnold.
I'm telling all the Georgia fans that are listening to this, if Ole Miss is your opponent in the Sugar Bowl, you will be the road team in the red jersey.
Yeah.
Now Georgia does travel well, so
it's not going to matter. Ole Miss is going to put 45,000 people in that dome.
All right.
And with that,
that is Stephen Willis, actually, the host of Locked On Ole Miss.
Again.
And he's got like 47 million subscribers. Mike Huseman, Offseason After Dark, regular contributor to both Locked On Vandy and Locked On Ole Miss. I'm a regular contributor to both as well. I host Locked On Vandy, but I'm an everyday or all access contributor to Locked On Ole Miss. You got Biscuits in SEC with Boss Man and Hammer. You got your double shot of Alabama with Jake Thomas, who's doing some rearranging in his office there. So the big Bama sign is down. Looks different, but hey, it's going to get there.
We got to get him a ring light.
Yep. Get your
I gotta get my lot back in.
Yeah, it looks like he's anonymously blowing the whistle blowing.
No, we just
Alabama's going to beat Oklahoma.
we just threw him in storage closet B. It's all good.
Right.
I have the entire Oklahoma playbook.
Right. Yeah. Right.
They left it on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you got Jeb Beecham, who's back in Florida now. He's giving up his
for
gig
about a week.
Yeah, until next week.
His clients are going to be pissed at Ole Mills, but that's all good. But yeah, Mike Huseman, all season after dark. I didn't even finish my thought there. Squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Corey Burton, locked on Vandy. Together, we join forces to be SEC After Dark. Tonight, I'm your closer. I was at a Christmas party. It was fun. Had lots of buffalo chicken dip. It was outstanding, amongst other things.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Until next time. Hotty toddy, gig 'em, boomer. Sorry, Jake. Those are my picks. But I hope the SEC wins. Let's put it that way. All right.
Spurs up. There we go, Mike.
Spurs up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't say the other one, Jeb. Sorry.
Roll Tide.
I can give Jake a roll tide. Either way, the SEC wins in Jake's game, so we're good with that. Until next time, go Dogs. Anchor down. Peace. In stream.
Hotty toddy.